Have you had any coffee today?
I don't drink coffee, man.
I know how you do it, bro.
I don't drink coffee, I don't drink tea, I don't take anything with caffeine in it.
Bro, that's amazing, man. You just like jump off bed, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah.
I can't do it. I try. It's just impossible. Like I won't comprehend. What is up, guys? It is your boy Ritter from Watch Society, and today I'm with the one and only Khalid Farouk. And what we're doing something a little bit interesting. So I like the view of this camera. You know, you got me and Khalid basically in a tighter frame, but I would like to deliver this message as wide as possible and letting you guys know about a little something called Battle of the Blues.
The blues.
Blue. Gotta accentuate the B. Kevin Hart would say it with your chest, right?
Say it with your chest. Blue.
Blue. Yes. We're doing. You heard it first, and. So excited today because we've got so many interesting pieces on the table and I want to share it with you guys. So Khalid, the $1 million question. I go out to the market, right? So I'm out in the market. I'm looking for that one watch. I keep hearing, yeah? So the blue dial is the one to have, right? The top 3 brands, AP, Rolex, and Vacheron. And when I say top, I'm talking about like, you know, by popular demand type of thing.
What we have on the table today.
Which is what?
Because you don't have the Patek here on the table today.
Exactly. But let's say, I mean, the odds of me going out to the aftermarket and putting down like $400,000 on it, not $400,000, actually, let me correct that really quick, putting $100,000 for a Patek Philippe is scary. I don't think it's a weary thought, bro. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, you see,
we're not talking about the context of being a knowledgeable watch person, right? You just know the blue dial is what you need to consider. It's got to be from Rolex, AP, or even Patek for that sake, Vacheron.
so
what is your thinking?
So you've got many options when it comes to blue dials. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be high end. It could be on the lower side, it could be mid. Personally, I think they all are beautiful. If you are in the market with a price range of $100,000, just coming back to what you were saying, I wouldn't put that money in a Patek or an AP.
Not even an AP?
I wouldn't put.
Why not an AP, bro?
I wouldn't. If I had that
Okay.
money, I wouldn't put it in an AP.
Okay.
I think there are many other watches that you could actually like, cherish, wear,
Yeah.
and not feel guilty about.
Yeah.
Because if you put in that money
Yeah.
on one of these other pieces,
Yeah.
which is for around $100,000,
Yeah.
and a scratch comes to that watch, you're going to start crying.
Maybe put that in a different way. I worked my way up my little knowledge, and this is me being the person who's out in the market looking for the best, you know, most sought after blue dial, right? And I've come down with my little knowledge to 4 options, right? So we've got the Patek Philippe 5711, we've got the Vacheron Overseas, and we've got the 15202 AP or the 15450, and then we've got the Sky Dweller from Rolex, right? So these are the top most sought after blue dials, right? For me, my rationale there would be, all right, I got to land in one of those 4 or 5 watches, one of them, right? So what would you say to that?
I would add 2 more to that list.
Okay.
I would add if you would like to look at the dress watch.
Yeah.
The chronometer blue from Vacheron.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
And I would also add on the Odysseus from
A.Lange.
If it's not only steel, you can go into the white gold side.
Yeah.
And now, as you know,
Yeah.
5968 also comes in blue dials.
Yeah.
5168
Yeah.
also comes in a blue dial. And you've got some other options on the platinum side again, which comes in a blue dial.
Sure.
5968.
And that might be even worth it to going over steel, considering how hype steel is, to go with something like a iced motif Roman dial date on platinum. Oof. Talk to me there. That's like money. But let's kind of take I would first blue dial, basically watch that I buy. I would always pitch to myself, and this is something you talked to me about before, because I was telling you I was offered the black dial and I've turned it down. It would be the SkyDweller, man. You described it in a previous video as the revolution, right? There's nothing that beats this. And even, like, let me kind of give you my perspective. So my perspective on this, 4 functions, you know, added into it. the ring command, you know, which is a bit deceiving. You look at it at first and you're thinking to yourself like, okay, this is a fluted bezel, but it's actually how you control and manipulate all the functions. I think the Oyster bracelet gives it, it makes it well balanced over the new Jubilee that they've just released. The Jubilee just gives it too much. Yes, it's a comfortable bracelet, but I would pick the Oyster overall. What would you say about the SkyDweller? I mean, being the first blue dial. I mean, for me, the recommendation to that person would be...
You know my thoughts on the SkyDweller.
Yeah,
you know, I'm a very big fan of the SkyDweller.
Yeah.
The blue dial in specific with the sunbursts.
Yeah.
I love dials quite a bit, and that's why I brought in Chronometer Blue into the mix.
Yeah.
Something that it's mesmerizing.
Yeah.
As a first watch, again, the budget makes a difference.
Yeah.
I still think that it's too early to get into the blue SkyDweller as a first watch.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you've got something else here on the table that I think, which is something that you also bought. It's an AP. It's a smaller size.
Yeah.
I think that's more logical than this one, because the reason being is that you're getting an entrance, and we'll come back to that. But if you just want to keep one Rolex and you get the SkyDweller only, it's a little bit bulky.
Right.
It's a little bit bulky when you compare it to the normal Rolexes that you get.
Okay.
And that again boils down to the movement of this watch, which we discussed quite
previously.
extensively.
Sure.
For those that have missed that, they can go back and see our video.
Like that video is like, if you want to gain a PhD in complication, this is the video you want to watch. This here, which, I mean, like, honestly, this is such a beautiful watch, but it's not a first watch for a lot of reasons.
Absolutely. It doesn't, the reason why this is not a first watch, and you're right about it, is because of its fragility. You know, it's very fragile.
It is.
The crown is fragile.
Yeah.
The case is fragile. The bracelet, you know, sometimes the clip starts having an issue, it gets stuck. If you overuse it, it starts giving, but that's normal with any watch that you use normally. But you know, as I said,
but the signs of wear and tear on the Royal Oaks in general, the classic, it's way over any Rolex you can imagine.
And that's why it is a luxury watch, which is for occasions.
Yes.
And the 15202, I wouldn't class as being a watch that you'd wear every day.
No.
I actually wrote a story on iconic watches very recently. This is an iconic watch.
Sure.
Yes, but
it's not a daily wearer.
It's not a daily wearer, and it's not a watch which would be the blue dial. No. The first blue dial that you'd want.
And if I want to genuinely look at something a little bit more robust, just a tick more robust, and we're not talking about the 15500 here because I personally don't have that. I've got the black dial. And I'm concerned about budget. I would look at its younger brother,
Absolutely.
Which is the 15450.
This is what I was telling you about in the beginning.
Yeah. So for me, for example, I had to go with something like one and a lynx. One of the major issues with this watch when you get it is that it's just, of course, the bracelet in length and width is just shorter in every single way. So go with 1.5 length. That could be a recommendation. But this is a little bit more robust. You get the seconds hand on it. You get it in blue dial. It wears nice, very, very nice. But then again, it's not the same damage that, you know, financially as the 15202.
I think this is definitely a starter. Somebody would want to get the first watch, blue dial, the first blue dial that they want to get in the market, if they're in the market for one. I think this should be the first one. I mean, if you want to get an AP in particular. The reason being is that you start yourself up with something which is a little bit smaller. Sure. And then you gradually work your way up on the other pieces, keeping the SkyDweller aside, keeping the 15202 aside. I would like to get into a watch which I think, if I were to see it logically, a blue dial, this watch would be it. not a special watch to everybody.
Yeah.
But it's a special watch to me.
Yeah.
It's an acquired taste, if you like. A lot of people, for some odd reason, did not pay a lot of attention to this watch.
Yeah.
Back in the days.
Yeah.
Now that there is a lot of hype around it, and with the blue color hype that's going on, this watch in particular is basically doing wonders, and
it's ridiculous.
Difficult to get. You know, it's something very, very difficult to get.
Yeah, I promise you, I walked into the boutique about 2 years ago, and they said to me that you would pay an upfront, some amount, could be 50, 60%, and we can get it to you in a couple of months. I walked back again into the boutique, right? It's impossible to even order this. It doesn't matter if you can pay for it upfront or not. See, it gone up like crazy.
Yeah, and there's one thing that there's a misconception about a particular thing. Of course, your point is spot on. You cannot get this watch today in the boutique. You have to be an active profile member, you know, you need to have an active profile with the boutiques or with the retailers to actually obtain a watch like this today. A similar story to what goes around with the Pateks and the APs. But this one is a little bit more difficult now because of obviously because of the demand, and at the same time, don't forget that this particular brand makes lesser watches than AP and Patek.
That's true. Yeah. So what is the number?
The production numbers are
like
very low.
You're talking about what, in the less than the 40?
Less than 40. You were talking about less than 40.
Right.
And now with the pandemic, it's even less than that.
So basically, this is the thickness here that we're talking about. So you've got this is the Vacheron, and this is the SkyDweller. If you see like the thickness, the SkyDweller is obviously thicker. The
most important element for me in this watch, because and we were discussing this the other day, the lacquer that's applied on the dial, it goes through a stringent process.
It's so hard to capture it on camera, by the way.
One of the most difficult watches to actually capture and to actually show the beauty of it. See, this brand, a lot of people don't have the knowledge about the brand. This brand is even older than Patek. This brand is even older than AP. This brand actually started in 1775. It used to make novelties for the royalties back in the days. So you've had the counts, you've got the maharajas from India. They used to commission this brand to make special pieces for them and for the members. This knowledge and this information was not out there unless you research it very extensively. And you see what this brand is actually about. This brand was a royalty brand. They would like to focus on quality. And that was their number one motive to get into that industry of fine watchmaking. This for me is, if not the best, one of the best blue dials that you have in the market today. If I were to say my favorite blue dials, it would be this, and then it would be the AP15450 chronometer blue, and then the SkyDweller.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting.
And then the SkyDweller.
Sunburstish blue dial.
And then I would go towards the 15202, and then I would go towards the Patek's blue dials. One thing very important, Rada, that people usually don't realize. The iconic part of things, right? So the 3700 was obviously designed by Gerald Genta. The 5402 was designed by Gerald Genta. This, at least it was inspired by the 222, but the 222 was designed by George Heisek. And it was not designed by Gerald Genta. This is not a continuation of the 222. But that is a continuation of the 5402. And the 5711 that we have today is the continuation of 3700. But this is not the continuation of 222. The 222 was an anniversary edition. And by the way, it was the rarest of the three. In steel, only 500 pieces were made. And that's why it's a very, very difficult watch to get.